Yo, yo. Rock and roll. Happy Saturday. Thanks for being here. Hi! Yeah, Bart, I saw you. What's going on? Muddy? Foster? Hello, Jets. Love you. Hi, Gary. Hi, Rachel. Hi! An unforeseen future nestled somewhere in time. Unsuspecting victims, no warnings, no crimes. Judgment Day, the second coming arise. Before you see the light, you must die! Slayer knows all. What's going on, Adrian? Tobias? South of heaven, the root of all evil. Unsuspecting victims nestled somewhere in time. What's going on, folks? Slayer. You're so obvious, Sam. Slayer.
I mean, don't you have anything way deeper than that? Come on, you're a fucking poser. Why don't you walk around the mall with your Slayer t-shirt?
What's going on? It's Saturday, and I realize that I'm ill-prepared for the beginning of the show. I woke up from a nap not long ago. Lots of sleeping. My brain needs it. Every time you read those reports, like about well, I don't give a fuck about long lives. I want to live the life that I'm supposed to live, so when it's over, it's over. I'll just try to do the best I can by the time I have here. But whenever it is that you read those reports, and very fucking often what winds up happening is they contradict each other or whatever, but one of the things that seems to be... Gashpezi! Pizza boy. Love you, my brother. One of the things that seems to be almost unanimous is lack of sleep fucks you up. Lack of sleep is not good for your health in any way whatsoever. Thankfully, for anybody who lives with mental illness, the depression part at least, you get plenty of sleep. That's the one big advantage to, fuck. That's the one big advantage to, depression. At least you catch up on your sleep. I feel like I already have a bunch of tunes to play, but my head's not quite in lock yet, so we'll find our flow. We always do, don't we? I got a request from Mr. Bartosh, Sliver342. Hello! I'm glad that you're here with us too, Mr. Garriott. Is June listening too? Hello, June. You remember that time on the couch when I was sitting next to you and we were giving each other nice hugs? You remember that? Am I a sucker for holding on to those memories? Mr. Gonzo. Hello. So the next few records, I guess, are records that I just kind of pulled. Want to listen to them. And we'll take it from there. Happy to see all of you here. Happy to see you guys greeting each other. I think that's a beautiful tradition. I think I like it. And Mr. Mongoose, how are you, Mr. Mongoose? Yeah, man. Lay your love on me, man. I need it. And I'll try to do the best right back. How's that? Lots of nice comments yesterday being told that you enjoyed the show. I'm glad you enjoyed the show, man. Please understand that I always want to do the best. I try, but she's napping. She's fucking napping. Of course she is. Gary, her and I have a few things in common, don't we? Mr. Luke Tierney, I was thinking about you earlier this afternoon. I'm not kidding, I was actually. How you doing? I wasn't able to raid you. Just know that I follow you, though, and you're a patron, yes, Luke? You've been around a long time. Don't think that I don't see when you play the Raging Slab. I don't give a single fuck whether you play on vinyl or CD or MP3. I don't care, dude. I do me. That's all I care about. But I have a certain... you're all right, man. And I'm happy to have you here, really. Sliver, you're new here. Hi, Sliver. Is that my collection? No, Sliver, it's not my collection. It's only half of my collection. All you need is love! All you need is love! All you need is love! Love! Love is all you need. It's certainly a nice anchor to have, isn't it? You know, sometimes your anchors, they're what prevents you from going forward. My drug dealer, my former pot dealer, Big Ronnie, he's the one who actually worked with me, who just basically, me and him used to talk a lot. I mean, he's a smart guy. And he's the guy who used to just use the analogy of anchors. I thought he was a really smart guy, and I loved him. I mean, I loved him. He's still alive. It's just I don't see him anymore. The last time I saw him was last year because he gave me a big collection of like 400 records. Well, when June wakes up, can you tell her something for us, Gary? Tell her immediately. Tell her. Like, wake up, because it's a nice thing to wake up to. Tell her immediately Sam had something to say about it, her, and so did Uma. To feel loved makes a fucking difference, man. It makes a difference. So yeah, you guys liked the show. Good, man. I hope so. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play you a two-piece, okay? We're going to play some Frank Zappa. Life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. Oh, fuck me. What are you quoting, Bad Deck? Can I tell you one thing that I love doing on Twitter that'll get me 0 followers and will make me 0% popular? Because, like, nobody will give a fuck but me. But it's my favorite thing to do. I love just throwing in random short song bits with zero expectation about whether somebody will know what it is or not, or whether somebody even gives a shit. Because why should you? It's for my amusement. I've told you already how I kind of have always done things. And that is that I've got some running jokes. I've got some running jokes that I've been keeping going for years and years and years and years and still haven't been solved. Why do you do it, Sam? Because the moment that somebody actually gets what I'm talking about, it's the biggest pleasure of my life. I've told you about the La Fonda story, right? The La Fonda story is the exact damn thing. All right? My daughter and I'm not sure we know how to have a normal conversation. It seems like this year we've learned how to have a normal conversation. But I think that it's fair to say that we talk in stupidity. The way she greets me in the morning, or the way she greets me when I wake up, is like, "Hi, moron." That kind of thing, which of course, you know, it's always been our vibe. And I used to give her a bunch of nicknames, always. She's had every fucking nickname for no reason whatsoever. I give people nicknames because I think of something, and Babouillation, Babouillage, every nickname. One of her nicknames used to be La Fonda for a little while. La Fonda. I used to fucking call her La Fonda. And it used to always bug her. Stop, it's La Fonda, La Fonda, La Fonda. And I had stopped for a good while, too. Like, I had stopped calling. At one point, we watched, what's that movie together? Vote for Pedro. What was the movie called? And we're sitting down next to each other, and like, the curly-haired guy, Napoleon Dynamite, that's the one. So, the curly-haired guy, his brother, what's the name of his brother? At the end of the show? At the end of the show, his brother fucking rolls up, and he's completely Kip. Thank you. He's completely fucking These guys are like the biggest nerds in the world, and like, that movie is so perfect. You know that they're having like a slap fight at the beginning of the movie. By the end, fucking Kip comes out. He's fucking all decked out with bling. He's all dressed hippity hop. He comes out of his car, a black girl's out, sir. Yeah, this is my girlfriend. I'd like to introduce you to my girlfriend, LaFonda. Or no, something like that. What did he say? It's like, what's her name? LaFonda. At that point, after fucking years, Sophia finally figured it out. She looks at me, yeah. And she starts laughing. Like laughing, one of those hard laughs. And to me, that's why it's worth it. It took years for her to know what I was talking about. I've still got nicknames for her that she hasn't figured out yet. Just to say. That's why I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, because she got it. But the thing is to me, that's what the humor is. Like, I know that it was like that a lot growing up. I like Easter eggs. So sometimes there's the obvious stuff that you catch, but I love the Easter eggs. Those Easter eggs, it's 1 out of maybe 100, 1 out of maybe several hundred who'll figure it out, and it might take forever. And it may never happen, it doesn't matter. But when it happens, the pleasure is fucking amazing. I mean, obviously, I'm talking about small life things, but I think that you gotta count on simple pleasures in order to make a go of this life. Bangladesh, you remember. Yes. Ariani. Not Ariana. You're getting it all right. Ariani Celeste. And sometimes years later, you don't know what I'm talking about. And I've done it to you guys too. And if it's good enough, then I keep the Easter egg going for a little bit. Very often, you guys don't get the Easter eggs. Sophia hasn't picked up a lot of the Easter eggs. Because the whole point is when you get it. And those of you who are familiar with public radio at all, especially in Chicago, might remember Jonathan Goldstein. Actually, those of you who are in Canada might know Jonathan Goldstein also, because he does have a podcast here. He produces a podcast for the CBC. Jonathan was one of the funniest guys I ever met in my life. He was a very close friend of mine during my worst years, actually. But during the years that I was in university, he worked with me at the Gazette. We used to both be telemarketers selling newspapers on the phone when people used to subscribe to newspapers. And he would draw all these little cartoons. You could say it's getting good in the back. That's right. Salute the smoke. Yes. At one point, he says, reach down between my legs, ease the seat back. And it fucking made me crazy, because what the fuck is that? And I'm repeating it in my head. Reach down between my legs, ease the seat back. And what song is that? I know that. The fucker did not tell me. He didn't tell me, dude. He didn't tell me until the end of the day. It's Not Everybody Wants Some. It's Panama. Reach down between my legs, ease the seat back. He's running, I'm flying, right behind the rearview mirror now, right? But he fucked with me. He fucked with me for a 4-hour shift. And it made me completely crazy. And I loved it. And I've kind of been I've used the reach down between my legs thing before as a Easter egg, but I think it's an easy Easter egg. But yeah, especially now that I got the show type of thing, leaving those little Easter eggs for you nerds is even better. Because fuck, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, nobody else has a chance. You know? Nothing lasts forever, but we both know hearts can change. Here's some Frank Zappa.
You take the bottle, you take the can.
Yeah, Bart, you got
Shake
it.
it up fine, you get a good, good wine. White corn and lemon juice. White corn and lemon juice. White corn and lemon juice. Who would it do to you? The W is the white, the P is the corn, the L is the lemon, the J is the juice. White corn and lemon juice. White corn and lemon juice. White corn and lemon juice. Who would it do to you? Well, I feel so good, I feel so fine. I got plenty of loving, I got plenty of wine. White corn and lemon juice. White corn and lemon juice. White corn and lemon juice. Who would it do to you?
Que no consigues tu carnal que nos compres a wine. Ándale, pinche vato, puto, hombre, como te hagas nalga, hombre. No seas tan menso, hombre, dile, ¿por qué no, hombre? Dale, pinche vino más suaves, más lindo que la chingada, hombre. Ándale, pinche vato, hombre. Agarra tu carnal, hombre, tu carnal, tú sabes toda la movida, tú sabes cómo es, pinche vino, puta, dale, pinche vato, dale, ¿por qué no, hombre? Te digo que sí, hombre, te digo, chingado, ese, está más.
Maybe it'll prove that we were right, or it'll prove that I was wrong.
I might be moving to Montana soon, just to raise me up a crop of dental floss. Raising it up, waxing it down in a little white box that I can sell uptown. By myself I wouldn't have no boss, but I'd be raising my lonely dental floss.
Raising my lonely dental floss.
Well, I just might grow me some beans, but I'd leave the sweet stuff to somebody else. But then, on the other hand, I would keep the wax and melt it down, pluck some floss, and swish it around. I'd have me a crop, and it'd be on top. That's why I'm moving to Montana. Moving to Montana soon. Gonna be a dental floss tycoon. Yes, I am.
Moving to Montana soon. Gonna be a mental floss tycoon.
I'm gonna find me a horse
Me too.
just about this big and ride him all along the borderline
It's glistening.
with a pair of heavy-duty zircon encrusted tweezers in my hand. Every other wrangler would say I was mighty grand. By myself I wouldn't have no boss, but I'd be raising my lonely dental floss.
Raising my lonely dental floss. Raising my lonely dental floss.
Well, I might ride along the border with my tweezers gleaming in the moonlighty
They're
night.
glistening.
And then I get a cup of coffee.
Andre,
And
can I have
put a
coffee?
push.
Please.
Just me and the pygmy pony over by the dental floss.
Andre!
And then I might just jump back on and ride like a cowboy into the dawn to Montana.
Montana, Montana,
I think I always love the Frank Zappa conversations, as much as sometimes the Frank Zappa nerds can be really annoying. But my love of Frank Zappa is just way too much. You guys mentioning Zoodalures. Do you know that sometimes that's definitely my favorite record? I think Zoodalures is fucking excellent. Wind up working in a gas station. Wind up working in a gas station. Pumping the gas every night. Pumping the gas every night. Right? What's your favorite song on that record? Does anybody want to request a song from Zoodalures by Frank Zappa? Does anybody feel about that record the way I feel about that record? The other record I find that doesn't get like that I like completely love is Waka Jawaka, the one with the sync. Waka Jawaka, which is basically I think Hot Rats Part 2 or Lumpy Gravy Part 2. It's fucking ridiculous. That record is really good, and I find people don't talk about it too much. And then there's the one that I just played for you now. What the hell was that record I just played? White Port and Lemon Juice. That one. Burnt Winnie Sandwich. The two records I think that everybody have are this one that I just played. I think this one's Overnight Sensation. Overnight Sensation and the other one. The one with his face. That's not saying much, there's a few. My lord. My memory has gotten bad. We're going to have some old-ass rock and roll from Blood Rock coming up. We have a Pizza Boy set, which will include some Dylan. Apostrophe is what I'm talking about, yes. In some ways, it almost works that my memory's not very good about obvious things because I kind of get to pass the ball over to you. It almost becomes like this game of trivia. It's like, okay, who's going to answer the question? You know what I mean? It becomes this game. It's a nice. My horrible memory makes for interesting interaction between all of you. And I got to tell you that I've been doing this with people. Anybody that's been with me for any period of time has gotten that vibe from me, especially if you know me personally. Like all of my friends know that with me they need the rewind button. Not for them, for me. So everybody, like all of you guys, basically, like I said, it takes a while to have that vibe, but those of you who know me, you've all got that fucking rewind button. The rewind button is for me. I know Jason had it. Jason had it in fucking San Francisco. Shmoo has it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Some of you guys have, like, Polam definitely has it. So, yeah, we got some Alice in Chains, some Bob Dylan, some Rolling Stones. So we're going to be going through the big catalog soon. Waka Jawaka is the sequel to either Hot Rats or Lumpy Gravy. But I do believe that it's Hot Rats Part 2, yes. Actually, it is, because the faucet handles say Hot Rats. So, yes, it's Hot Rats Part 2. And then at some point there's Civilization Part 3. I think that might be Lumpy Gravy Part 2. Yeah, Waka Jawaka's, I mean, if you want to know why why I have so many Frank Zappa records, that's the reason, man, because it's a pretty deep catalog. I would say that out of all the artists that I listen to, Zappa's probably the one that I've gone deepest into. I've gone pretty deep into the John Coltrane catalog, gone pretty deep into the Miles Davis catalog, Charles Mingus, Slayer, not the new record though, but Slayer, everything right up to World Painted Blood, know them all, you know. Of course it helps when you like grew up listening to them, because there's those personal ties. And I think that's why it is that I'm able to do this show and tell the stories that I do. And the stories are really completely spontaneous. It's because I have so many personal ties connected to my music that just by talking about one thing will lead to the other. It'll remind me of this, and then it'll remind me of that. And, I mean, what is radio? What is talk radio, at least? You know, what is community radio? What, other than this conversation, stories. Hello, Mr. Loaf. All right. I'm going to play one for my man Polam, some Calm Trues. Before that, I'm going to get to Ibibio Sound Machine, because I've noticed that some of you guys, after hearing it here, have gone out and picked it up. I get it. I mean, I really do. It's certainly one of my favorite records of this year. Certainly. So, why don't we play it? I hope you guys, those of you who have bought it, I hope that you've had a chance to listen properly and that you've liked the rest of it. I think the whole damn record's good, but if any song's gonna hook you, this one will. rock.
Spiritual, invisible, protection from evil. Spiritual, invisible, protection from evil. Spiritual, invisible, protection from evil. Spiritual, invisible, protection from evil.
What's going on, Carps? Hello, yay. Yay. Fucking Carfonzi, you see it, eh? Anybody want to hear another tune from this record? Put up a 10, I'm happy to do it. I will happily go deeper on this record. Here's your tip link. Here's your archive link. Thank you so very much for being part of this thing. Love, baby, love. Sam, you're the angriest fucking pothead hippie I know. Maybe.
Invisible protection from evil. Spiritual, 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 invisible protection from evil.
This is Tino Africa. This is an album called the Amapiano Sessions. Amapiano Selections. Can somebody request a long song? Bart, is your song long? I need time to roll a joint. I'm sorry, Bart. I know you don't smoke drugs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I disappoint you. I'm sorry I disappoint you, Bart. I'm sorry. Bart, I'm sorry. Bart, I'm sorry I disappoint you, Bart. I'm sorry. Commercials, actually.
Make
for your request, dude. Nah, man. Pull him is out of the fucking gingivitis tent. The gingivitis tent. Many of us have been in the gingivitis tent. The best thing about getting a Poem request is that the formatting is 1000% perfect. He kind of created it. Set. Got a lot of music in so far, eh? We've already repped a few different genres. What other genres will we rep? We know that the rock and roll is coming, that's for sure. As a matter of fact, the rock and roll is on deck. It's on deck. Hey, are you enjoying your Saturday night? Are you doing okay? I hope so. I hope to refresh your moods while you refresh your drinks. Will you refresh a drink? Go get yourself a glass of wine. Okay, let's put it this way. Let's play a game. Let's play a game. You tell me the first thing that you think about when I say, go get yourself a glass of wine. Who am I thinking of? Nobody, eh? Okay, let's play the game with the let's start really fucking easy, okay? Jits. Pullum wins. If you had to have a second, I don't know your wife though. Jits. But Pullum is absolutely right. Fucking Jits, I can imagine her holding that big barrel of that glass of wine that like holds a barrel in it. Watching you get hammered during the show is kind of fun, I won't lie. The second person I think of, but that's not necessarily directly there, but Hannah sometimes has wine. Hey! Why don't you go get yourself a beer? I mean... I think that that's almost not even fair to say. You know? It's... If you get it wrong, it's because you've never... You're new here, aren't you? Go get yourself a margarita. Yeah. Hey, Jits, can you do me a favor and keep, like, all those recipes? She made herself a wheat drink, of course. Please have all those recipes ready for, like, when I come visit you. A cocktail? I wasn't thinking Michael, but you're not wrong. I fucking miss him. I miss him. I love him. I love him. A cocktail, I don't think of Candace, no. I'll give you a hint. This person was enjoying themselves during their vacation at a camping site and got hammered on them. You see, she gave herself away. It's shmoo. You remember last year? Like when they go on vacation, they take like a weekend type of thing and they listen to us. We hang out together, you know? So she gets on the Zooms at one point and like she's having a cocktail and you can see she's fucking like smashed. Wakes up the next morning with a hangover, complaining about too much margarita. So yes, it was shmoo. That is the answer. I mean, I could say, hey, go get yourself an energy drink, but I don't think any of you are going to know that. Maybe. You might. Go get yourself an energy drink. Two possible answers. Possible answer 1. Possible answer 2. You notice? You notice how the Canadian answer came from Canada and the European audience, actually the German fucking answer came from Germany. Yeah. See what my wife said there, Jits? Give hugs to Hunter for us? My wife knows about Hunters because Hunter's a topic of discussion in our house and we talk about you guys because you're family to us, really. Like, you can't explain why you have these affections towards people, but you do. You develop these bonds and it seems like every bond is just a little bit different. And it's nice. It sustains, man. It really sustains. It helps balance out the suck. So listen, I'm going to have a smoke. I just rolled it. Kyle, Uber with Modest Mouse. Yeah, dude, I'll do that. What are you drinking on? Are you having a bevy? Let's see if I can't get to know you by your bevy of choice. Over time, we all will, you know. What it is that we've shown here is that the people in this room, although the vast majority of you have not met each other, actually know each other. You bring a vibe. It's an important vibe. Do you mind if I'm obvious? Can I be obvious? Can I be obvious? Can I be obvious, please? Can I be obvious? Obvious. Oh, fucking Pizza Boy is sweet tea. I should know that, but I've never seen you with it, though. I've never seen you with it. But you're right, sweet tea. Nice roll over here. I'm finishing up my coffee. Let's be obvious. Can we be obvious? Family Bang!
When I first met you, didn't realize galactic sea, inhaler of the rift tree. Initiate burn, never to return, a distant fate receding. Asteroid fields, the transmission yields, now replicant signal is received. Trajectory set to new bearing cross, alien skies, command module flies. Sojourns alone, stone soul, marijuana loads a new bone. Behold as he enters the clearing, planet Ionia nearing. for you.
Purple Haze here because it would be a crime if he's not. Where is he? He usually shows up later, though. Purple Haze is the one who got me this in Montreal. I had left it behind because I found it too expensive. $65 or something. Like, fuck no, I can't. Like, I can't, I can't do it. It's too much. And as I left it behind, I was with Chris. Chris was paying or whatever. It's like, as I left it behind, I said, I know that this is going to be one of those records I'm going to regret leaving. And Chris wound up picking it up. I didn't know, but Chris wound up picking it up and putting it in the archive. And Chris's Purple Haze. And it makes for so many good stories. It's just it's Ozzy's fucking completely cocaine-fueled concert. It's the best. The banter in between is absolutely what sells the records. You hear he's out of his fucking mind. So, and I get this animated about this record every time. And what's funny is that when it came out, it wasn't a record that I considered essential by any means. By any means. I'm not sure that it's even essential Ozzy. I'm not sure, But at one point when I had stronger ideas about what would be essential and not, I didn't think that it was essential Ozzy because it wasn't a studio album. And basically Black Sabbath with Ronnie Dio put out a competing live album, Live Evil. And both of those albums kind of felt in between. In that whole Black Sabbath saga, both of those records felt in between things. And I mean, it turns out with Dio that they were definitely in between things because he wound up leaving and then Ian Gillan took over. And then they released that one album that's considered a disaster to some and a fucking masterpiece to others. Yeah, and with the Ozzy side, he's full on cocaine at this point. I mean, they were for a long time, but when he left Black Sabbath and married Sharon and all that, he went off the rails. So it's kind of like I have a little timepiece of that particular time and him basically at his most manic. And I think a lot of the best records tell stories. So that one's a story forever, Some of you are going to hear it all the time at the same time. You remember the way your grandparents used to tell you the same stories? Did you used to get fed up of them? One of my favorite things growing up, and I still like it, but I think I'm the older guy now, but one of my favorite things was listening to guys older than me, like old men, talk. I used to love it. They tell you their stories, and I love the stories. One of my favorite moments at Michael's house, at Blumpkin's house, one of my favorite moments is when his dad came over. And we had coffee together, we hung out, we had ragout pancakes, and his dad, before all of that was happening type of thing, his dad just sat, it was just me and his dad. And he was just telling me one story after another about how it was and all this, and it's just... It showed that he was so pleased to tell the story. And the thing is that, fact, he had a captive audience. I love those stories. I do, man. When somebody starts telling me about the ice trucks, goddamn, I'm listening. Goddamn, you were around for ice trucks? You carry your stories forward. When my grandparents used to tell me stories, I remember them. I wonder if it's because I studied so much anthropology that I have this big fascination with other cultures and with keeping stories and all of that. Good, Bad, and Ugly. Vinyl Junkies is the soundtrack to our lives. Good, Bad, and Ugly. When we're here, Vinyl Junkies is the story of our lives. And I think that's valuable. So, I know that it sustains me, and I'm really, I don't know, quite blessed to see a bunch of people interact this way. It's a beautiful thing. I've been told a great many times, honestly, I have been told by many of you that what we've built here is special. And, yeah, I know it. Yeah, it's special. It is. It's, but I'm really glad when people tell me, because it tells me that I succeeded, that I came across. I can't do a whole lot, but I can try to sustain you guys by keeping you company and showing you a bit of kindness, maybe, and playing you a whole lot of music, and giving you a community of people that have become family. You know? And in return, of course, you do this for me as well. You allow me to earn my living, and you sustain me. And I'm able to play all of these records and keep all your stories. So we're going to wind up hearing about all the stories. Who's got the glass of wine? You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes I don't bring up shit for ages, and then it comes back. Just like Frank Zappa. I dig that. Like, I really dig that. There's a history there. There's a depth there. And that depth may only matter to the people in this group. But it's our story. How many, I mean, you know the connection. I mean, I'm guessing that most of you have those close familial connections. I hope so. I hope it for you. Okay? Because they're important. They sustain you. I don't have a big family. I don't have any of those connections at all with any member of my family other than my wife and my kid. And those connections are very tight with us. There's a big love. And I think it's because I didn't grow up with a ton of that I looked for it elsewhere. And I built it from elsewhere. And it's a cool thing. What am I doing, Monster? Am I bumming you out? I'm guessing that I'm not. But I get sentimental about this because now, it's about 3 years we've been doing this, and there's a history, and it's lovely. Ups, downs, I dig it. You go through it all. And you try to do it with integrity, with your head up. Family matters. I love you all. Believe it, don't. I know what I have here, and through this microphone, with this show, and through that camera, I try to give it to you. Do you believe in that kind of thing? If you do, then I hope I reach you. And I hope that it sustains you in the same way that it sustains me. It matters that much to me. It matters that much to me. You all matter that much to me. Please understand that you are not a dollar sign for me, and you are not a patron for me. Please understand this. I can't begin to tell you how important you all are to me. What's a human being worth if they don't have anybody to love, you know? Know what I'm saying? Have you ever been to that point where you're completely unloved, you have nobody, you're abandoned, it's just you feel completely abandoned? Have you ever felt that? It's a terrible place to be. Just thinking about that place breaks me a little bit. There's still a trigger of so much pain there. So much fucking pain that it breaks me apart. It breaks me. It fucking breaks me apart. And I try to always give you the most honest and the best parts of myself. But the best parts of myself aren't always good because I'm a human being. And because I have feelings. And because my triggers, I can't help the scars I have. It'll never go away. I can't help it. Do you think I like it? I don't like it. Do you like the worst parts of you? Tell me. No, but you live with each other. You live with the crust of each other. Good, bad, ugly. That's family. So, to whatever degree this has meaning for you, please understand that in my mind, Almond is my niece, Mr. Tiangua, because you are my brother. You don't need to be here every day for that to happen. But when you're here, you're here. You know the idea, maybe these are old Italian things, but I'm pretty sure that anybody who has any type of family knows what I'm talking about. And I've seen it. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it in a healthy way in my own family, but I know of it because I know it from the movies and I've seen it through my own friends. My friend Frank has a wonderful, Frank knows how to do this, I think, better than anybody else. I love that man probably more than anybody that I know here in Montreal. And he's one of the people that teaches me things because he knows how to bring people from disparate sources, from different things, and bring them together. He's so good at it. And I only aspire to ever be as good as him. Ever. If I could be as good as my friend Frank, I'm the best. I'm okay. This is a man who sold his fucking building so that he can move back in upstairs from his parents so that he can take care of them because they can't take care of themselves. This is besides working and besides being a husband. Do you understand? That's not pathetic. That's fucking honorable. That's honor. That's honor. That's honor. I love it. So, thing about your history is that you can't get away from it. It's your history. It's your fucking history. And everybody will interpret it this way, that way, that way, and that way. But it's your history. You know what you got to make sure of? That you can own your history. Important. It's fucking important to do right. It's important to live by principles. It's important to live by what matters inside here. That has to guide you. When your brain's not working well, when things are going bad in life, you have to have something inside that guides you. When you're alone and you got no one that loves you, you got to have something inside that guides you. And it's up to you to understand what those principles are and to live by them. I'm not preaching to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I do. That's how I live. That's how I live. I'm pretty obsessed with death, so you know I think about her a lot. I want people to remember that the fucker was real. He didn't bullshit, he did his best, and he put every fucking crust of himself on the line. Yeah. That's it, man. It's good, bad, and ugly. One thing that you can never take from me is you can't ever say that I'm dishonest. You can't ever say I'm fake. You can't. You can't. That's not me. That's not Sam Panacchio. Hey, this Blood Rock song, Bart's not the one who gave it to me, but Bart's the guy that I wind up talking to over and over again about it because Bart knows. Straight shooter, that's exactly right. I try to be, very much. And I don't hate it when somebody's straight, when someone's a straight shooter to me. I don't. I think that there is honor. I think that sounds like Onion Born. Look, I'm going through my own shit, okay? And I'm trying to do so as honorably as possible. And I'm trying to respect the integrity of what it is that I do, respect the integrity of the show, and live by my principles. All right. Want to do some blood rock? We're also getting Pizza Boy set. Pizza Boy, I want to tell you that I've had you on my mind. When you said I felt you away. You never judge someone else because you don't know what they're going through. But I felt that you were away. You're doing your thing. You were here more often before, but you're doing your thing. I know that. And you came back and told me, you told all of us basically that your grandma was having some problems, and it was nice to have you back, you know? And with that, we can't take away your pain, but you can hang out for a bit and we can give you a few laughs maybe, a few songs maybe, because your set is coming up, so I'll give you your songs. And you can feel this crazy little thing called love. Lay it on your radio, that's right. Understand that I accept the fucking crust of you. You understand? You nearly broke my chair. I wanted to smash you that day. You and your fucking fiancé. But I love you both. I do. I do. Conflict! Call the lawyers. Okay. Okay. I mean, always live by your fucking principles. Always. Bart, are you here? Or did I put you to sleep?
Seeking nothing pleasant, cloaked in scarlet ornaments and saddled by desire, racing towards the waterside, whose sting will drown the fire. Vengeance tears my soul, vengeance rips my flesh, hatred sets my course, Satan owns my heart, and I must pay.
If you're not able to come in December, I'm okay with that. You do what makes you happy. But I sure hope I can see you in December, Bart. You're my brother and I love you.
Tape our mouths and long our limbs, use us as your models. Vengeance tears my soul, vengeance rips my flesh, hatred sets my course, Satan owns my heart, and I must pay.
Shit, we're still on YouTube. What just happened here? Alright, YouTube, this time for real, man. 11 listeners. I wish you could stay and I wish I could stay too, but I don't feel like dealing with copyright police, man. It messes with the flow of the show. If you don't have a Twitch account, I welcome you to make one. Join us. We're gonna keep the show going, man. I got this joint roll. I'm gonna smoke it with someone. Maybe make myself a drink. You think we can go there? See you, YouTube. Tomorrow is Jazz Sunday. Tune in.